Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I have here a small amount of cards that I will send to PCG for grading. Very soon I will send them. But before shipping it for grading, I wanted to check with you the condition of each card so that we can try to see how strict PCG is in grading. So before starting the, let's say, quick review of each card, I wanted to tell you that these 4 cards come from the base set starter deck. Of course, 2 different base set starter decks, as there are 2 holo cards. So they should be in fairly mint condition. These 2 cards, so Poliwrath and Zapdos, come from one seller on eBay that posted only scans of the cards. Whoops, I see that it's reflecting. That posted only scans of the card, and that's why I had some issues with a part of the order some time ago. These 2 instead are coming from another seller that was listing them with all the defects, if there were any, and you will see that, or I hope that my review was quite good, that Chansey seems to be almost defect free. Machamp has a couple of defects, but he should come with a strong grade. Then I have Ninetales that's coming from another seller again. Card is in pretty neat condition. I think it will probably be a mint. And then we have the final one, Venusaur, that's coming from a base set starter deck, but I didn't open it. And the seller who actually gave it to me didn't keep the cards in sleeves, and you will see the major defects of this card. So maybe we can start directly with the cards coming from the base set starter deck that I opened. So let's go with Pikachu. So it will be difficult maybe at the beginning to find the right angle for the card and the camera, but let's see. So I hope that you can see that the corners are relatively free of defects. So here it seems that there is some small white spot. Here there should be nothing. Here there is nothing. Here there is nothing that I see. And if we turn it on the back, I know that I'm not using any gloves, but yeah, they are my cards. I know that I wash my hands and so on. So let's go. No major white spot that I can see. This white part that you see here is actually the light that I'm using from the lamp. So here I hope that you can see that there is no whitening. So now let's see if we can try to guess to see if there is any surface defect. But okay, I'm trying to point the light here and get some reflection, but I think it is a little bit difficult at the moment. So it doesn't seem to have any scratch on the front. And on the back, it should be the same. So I want to avoid. So as you can see, there is no particular scratch on the surface, at least on the external part. And if I move a little bit towards the internal part, there is nothing. Oh, what is this? Okay, so it's the reflection of the Pokeball. Okay, nice. So the Pikachu doesn't seem to have any particular defect, so no, besides maybe the small white spot here, if it is a white spot, it should be fairly free of defects on the surface and on the edges and on the corners, so it should get a very high grade. Now let's go with Voltorb. Okay, it's slightly harder sleeve that I had. So again, let's do the first check here. So maybe again a small white spot. I hope that you can see here there seems to be a small defect. Here there is nothing. Here maybe a slight imperfection. Nothing here. And on the back, from first look, there seemed to be no white spot. So edges look fine and corners look fine as well. Now let's go for the surface, quick and dirty. So, oh, here there is something on the surface actually. Let's see if I can actually remove it. Oh no, it has some kind of dirt on it. Okay, maybe I will not send this one for grading. I don't like this surface defect, honestly. But as you can see, already analyzing from the lamp, and here there is also already another defect. There is a small scratch. So it would be interesting actually to see what it gets. Maybe I will send it for grading and I will try to find another copy of Voltorb, one that is actually minty. I'm pretty surprised that this one was actually in this condition. Maybe I actually didn't get it from the base set starter deck. Now, this one I'm very sure that it was coming from the base set starter deck. So again, quick inspection. There seem to be some silvering here. So some small defect on the edge. But for what concerns the corners, this one maybe it has some slight defect. This one as well, but very minor imperfections. So here you can see the silvering, not the slivering, that is Magic the Gathering. This one also some silvering. I don't know if you can catch it because it seems to be a black dot, but it's actually a silver spot, more clear with the reflection. Here you see it. Nice. And then on the back, there seems to be some dirt here. But the rest seem to be quite fine. Except here that there is also some small defect at the edge. Here you see it. Okay, so actually there was some small defect in this Clefairy already pulled from the base set starter deck, and that is actually something that I started noticing the more I was looking at the cards. Now we go with Gyarados. Let's hope that it's in a better condition. So we expect some deduction here, probably on the edges and corners, and also on the surface. We will see how many points they will be deducted, but I expect at least 1 full point for the surface, and maybe half a point for both edge and corner. So at best it will be a 9, maybe 9.5 if the centering is perfect. Gyarados. Gyarados seemed to be in good condition, but I remember that on the bottom left there was some minor defect, or bottom right. So if we look at the corners, there's nothing, or not that I see. Okay, so here you see there is some small defect on the edge, actually, not the corner itself, on this part. So it seems that there is some fraying of the card. I don't know if that's the word. And surface wise, though, it seems to be in a very good shape. I cannot see much here. So in the front there is nothing. Let's see on the back. So edges, maybe here there is a small white spot. You can see that. And here there is a print line actually. So it's not a scratch, but there is a print line. Let's see how PCG will handle the print line. Wow, I never saw the print lines on this card, but they seem... Oh, and there is also a small stain here, dirt stain. Okay, very interesting. I'm curious to see what they say, because also the print line is on the back. Maybe we can find it also on the front. No, on the front there seemed to be nothing. Very interesting. Let's see what it gets after the grading process, but again, possibly 9, not better. Now, Venusaur, I actually scrutinized quite a lot, and the front seems to be quite fine, except that already you can see the silvering on the top right part. So corners and the edges on the front are very nice. As you can see, there is not much. Here there is, as you can see, maybe some silvering. Yeah, here you see it, right? Very nice. Oh, I mean, very nice. Unfortunate it's there, but okay, at least we're collecting those. And unfortunately, I cannot get the camera to peek it also here. I hope that you can see it. Okay, but overall, again, let's see here, there is also some silvering on the corner. So this will be, I would say, half a point deduction at worst. So I would say 9.5 for edges and corners on the front, but the back. So here there is already a white spot, a huge white spot, whether it's called white spot or whitening of the edge, and you can see it. And this one, I think it will deduct as full point. But on top of that, if I let you see the card like this, you will say, wow, it's beautiful. And instead, if you actually show properly, you already start seeing the big scratch that's here. There is a huge scratch, or multiple scratches actually, but this one is like very big, that will bring the surface to down to oblivion almost. And yeah, so I would expect that at best this card gets a 7, but really at best. So let's see how it goes. Overall, if people are not actually looking at it with the same scrutiny that I'm looking at, they will be satisfied with the card. So I know that there are a lot of collectors that enjoy even near mint cards. So let's move it here. Now, Ninetales, it's in good shape if I remember correctly. We can check together. So yeah, there is no major issue. I'm checking also here. So there is some silvering here on the bottom. You already can see it here. Bottom left corner. Bottom right seems to be fine. There is, if we go now for the surface, nothing too bad, except there is a small dirt stain roughly there, exactly where the first attack is. So here, I hope you can see it. Maybe I will use this. So it's here. You can see it very nicely here. So let's see how PCG, oh, and there is some edge defect roughly here. So let's see how PCG will grade this. And now on the back, so I see nothing in terms of white spots or edges and corners defects. Now for the surface, okay, here there seem to be some kind of dirt on top. Maybe it's just the way the camera is positioned. Now if I go like this, I don't see, maybe here on the bottom there is some stain here, yeah, possibly, so some additional surface defect. And here in the center where the Pokeball is, there is some additional dirt, possibly. So overall, I think this card could get a 9 if these are the only defects that exist. Now, Machamp was in very nice condition. The seller highlighted a defect here on the bottom left, and as you can see, the edges and corners look very nice, but there is some silvering here. Maybe I can catch it exactly here. All right, there it is. You can see on the top right part that there is some silvering, but overall the surface looks great. So as you can see, there is not much. There is just some dirt here on the bottom. And additionally, we have here the defect that I was talking to you about. Let's see. Yeah, you can see that here we have some white spot. Okay. But overall, the card looks pretty clean. And if we go on the back, we can actually see no whitening of the edges, no white spot. in the corners. And let's see for the surface. I see some minor scratches here and there, as you can see, maybe. I don't know if it's the card that's been printed like that. Oh, there is a scratch there, possibly. Was I wrong? There is for sure some dirt in this part here, but I want to make sure that it is... No, it doesn't seem to be a scratch. So again, overall the card looks clean. This one could easily get a 9 in my opinion, even 9.5 if I'm lucky. So moving forward, we just have Chansey, Poliwrath, and Zapdos. Yes, Zapdos. I don't know why I was about to say Articuno. So Chansey is coming from the same seller of Machamp. I already see a small defect, but we can go through it later. So no whitening, no silvering either. Okay, just a small minor silvering here on the bottom left corner. And here, I don't know if you can catch it. Yeah, there is a small scratch. Oh my god, there it is. Here it is. You can see it. Very small scratch. But overall, the surface doesn't have additional defects, as I remembered. As you can see, it's pretty clean. If we go and turn to the back, again, no problem with white spots or... Okay, maybe here there is a small white spot, really minor. But surface-wise, okay, here there are some small scratches, very faint ones. But overall, I don't see any particular defect. Maybe here some dirt on the bottom left. But looks clean. Again, possibly a 9, 9.5, so very clean card. Now we come to the last two, so Poliwrath and Zapdos. Poliwrath was coming from a seller who seemed to wanting to scam me with the second order, but this was coming from the first order and it was a pretty clean one. So I actually have other cards from the fossil set. I think I showed them in my second video for the vintage Pokemon collection. So let's see how they will grade, at least part of them. So in terms of edges and corners, this card looks perfect. Surface-wise, I would say also, unless this reflection thing exercise that we are doing reveals anything, but I don't see anything, honestly. So here maybe some silvering, minor silvering, and back there is no problem, seems to me. At least to me, I don't see anything. And if we go for the surface, wow, looks pretty clean. So let's hope that my fingerprints will not actually stick to the card, because this is actually a potential, I would say 9 at best, because I just noticed that centering is poor, but nevertheless, a very nice one. So Zapdos actually has a white spot on the back of the card, but other than that, I don't recall anything. So I still need to decide whether I want to sell it or not, because here there is also a swirl, I just noticed, and I love swirls. So let's see how it will grade. So overall seems to be fine, except some silvering on the top right that I just noticed. There it is, you can catch it, top right corner. Surface wise, there is some dirt here in the middle. Yeah, there is some dirt there between the name and the level, but the rest of the card looks extremely clear on the front. And on the back, okay, so I see some minor faint scratches all over the card, so it's actually not that great, but they are difficult to catch on camera. So first of all, let's try to find the okay, minor white spot. So here it's actually pretty dirty, the card. I don't know if okay, so here is a small dirt stain, but I want to catch here. As you can see, there are some scratches here on this part. I hope you can see them. Yeah, there you definitely see them. And there should be others in the other direction. No, I can't actually get them on camera. There is a small stain. No, okay, never mind. But I'm pretty sure that on the top, so here there should be a very tiny white spot. Yeah, you can see that. So overall this card will probably get a 7, 8, maybe at best. So if we actually summarize, I think that this one and possibly, so these 4 will for sure not get a high grade. This one is a very dirty surface. Clefairy as well. Here Venusaur has a very bad scratch. Whoops, so let's put them here. And Zapdos has some scratches on the back. If we check the other cards, Pikachu seems to be the cleanest one, followed by Poliwrath, most likely, and then these are all in the same range, possibly Gyarados with a lower grade. So I will actually submit these cards to PCG for grading very soon, and in 1 month I will tell you what is the result. So I will let you know whether I submit actually Voltorb, because I want to check if I have a better copy, and if I have a better copy I will actually try to take pictures before sending it to PCG. So thank you for staying with me this long. It's actually a 20-minute long video, but I think it's a very nice exercise, especially for those that are also like me, new to grading, because you always discover defects here and there. So see you in my next video and enjoy your day. Ciao!